Hello guys, welcome to the 3D market commentary for today. Today is Monday, November the 8th, so hopefully you had a great weekend and you've got a good trading week ahead. Let me just put the disclaimers up there. There they go. Top left hand side of the screen, please read them, not just for legal reasons but also to understand what you can expect from these kind of videos. We are showing you demonstrations of how we think of the markets. It's then up to you to take from that what you will. You can ignore it, you can take it on board, anything in between. Ultimately, your choice as a trader. Now, my name's Becky. My email address is here, becky@tradictive.com. We've also got support@tradictive.com, so please email us if you have any questions. Another place you can go to post questions, and actually this would be preferable, is this link here, which is tradewithufos.com/Becky. Now, we'd rather you go to this link here because from this link, you can do various things. You can get apps for different platforms that you use. You can book one-on-one coaching if you'd like. But you can also come down, and once you've signed in as a free member, you can then post a question here. Now that's great because then we have multiple questions and answers. We can answer them here as well. So what it means is we can all learn from this area. We can all post questions, answer questions, so that you guys have a central place to go to for essentially FAQs. So ideally this is where you'd come to post questions. It's very helpful for the rest of the community. So hopefully you guys feel comfortable to do that. Okay, so our 3D market commentary is an email. Well, actually the commentary is a video, which you're watching now, and it's based on our email, which is our 3D approach. We send out an email every day, Monday to Friday, with information on 5 major world markets, where we look at 3 separate elements per market for us to understand better the probabilities and therefore what we should be doing as traders. So the first thing we want to look at is market climate. That means, what's the upcoming market direction? Do we have probability upwards? Do we have probability downwards? Or do we not have enough probabilities either way? And therefore we have a better idea of whether or not we buy or sell or do nothing. Now we use an app to help us with this. It's called AutoClimate. It's a free app on most platforms you can get it on. And if you ignore the lines and just focus on the dots, and in fact let me spread this out a bit to make it easier to see. If we ignore the lines and just focus on the dots, and again just to highlight, we're looking at market climate here. If we have a thick blue dot, that's AutoClimate's way of telling us probability is up. If we have a thick red dot, that tells us probability is down. Now, if we have a thin dot of either colour, that tells us not enough probabilities either way. So it helps us decide what we're doing with our trading by first and foremost figuring out where the probabilities lie. Now, I'm going to change to a different market to show you this, just so I can show you 2 different examples. She says, there you go. We look at, after we've looked at market climate, is going to be buy and sell UFOs. UFOs, stacks of buyers. Big stacks of buyers are likely to push price upwards. So we want to know where they are. We can get an idea of where price is likely to go up from. Big stacks of sellers are likely to push price downwards. So again, we want to know where they are so that we have a better idea of the likelihood of where price is going to fall from. So again, we use an app to help us. We use technology. This app is called AutoUFOs, and it shows us, I don't know why my arrows do that sometimes, there you go. So it shows us these little green UFOs with prices on the right hand side. That shows us where the buyers are. It also shows us these little red on the right hand side. That shows us where the sellers are. So again, it's showing us visually where we have these buyers and sellers so that we can have an idea of where price is likely to change from, where it's likely to go up or down from. So we'll look at that per market, and then we'll look at upcoming price change speed, market volatility. How quickly are these markets likely to move? So we'll start with the S&P 500, which is the top 500 US stocks, and have a look at these different elements. Now we're looking at daily charts for each of these, so of course different things happen on different time frames. This is relevant to the daily charts for each of these markets. So for the S&P, we have a confirmed upwards climate, thick blue dot on our AutoClimate, that's probability to the upside. We also have buyers beneath us, 46.19.50 to 45.59.25. Now we are overextended to the upside. We have gone past what's normal in terms of a move to the upside. Our stats tell us that, but we still have probability upwards. We have buyers beneath us, no sellers that we can see in the way, still probability up here for the S&P 500. Just bear in mind we are a bit overextended. Now with volatility, we'd expect that the S&P would move up or down in 1 year by 16.8%. So in 1 day, that's 49.66 points up or down. In a week is 109.33 points up or down. And in a month is 227.59 points up or down. So that's the S&P. Now the next market here is oil. Now as I load it, it says here about different courses that we offer. By all means, check out the different courses that we do. Stocks, Forex, futures, back testing, trading plans, psychology. So check those out. You can as well. So each of the courses, or most of the courses, come with 3 months complimentary access to the apps. Now, AutoClimate is free on most platforms you can get it on. AutoUFOs is a subscription model. You can subscribe directly to the UFOs if you want. You don't have to do a course. Most of the time, though, it is cheaper to do a course and get the AutoUFOs for free for 3 months than it would be to just do the AutoUFOs. So check that out depending on what's best for you. So coming back to oil, we have a confirmed downwards climate, thick red dot there, probability to the downside. Now, we are comfortably in what would be a normal move to the downside. Normally this market would go down for 7 candles and we're on candle number 3. So we do have room for it to continue. However, this is the biggest thing here. We have buy orders here. We have buyers between 83.42 and 78.25 and we are amongst them. So what that means is we've got sellers pushing to the downside from the climate and we've got buyers now coming in. So we've got buyers and sellers fighting each other. I would prefer to keep out of fights. Let whoever's going to win and then jump on that. If you were to buy or sell, it's more of a guess. You're kind of hitching your horse to whichever side you think is going to win. We've got probabilities going in opposite directions. So I would say keep away from it personally on this time frame. When it comes to volatility, we'd expect movement up or down on oil of 37.84% in a year. So in 1 day, that's 1.96 points up or down. In a week, 4.32 points up or down. And in a month, 9 points up or down. Okay, so next market is gold. Now, as I load gold, it says about coaching and support. We offer a bunch of coaching and support for free and also in our closed coaching community. So check those out and see what's going to be more helpful for you. So with gold, we have similar situation actually to oil, just inverted. We've got a confirmed upwards climate, thick blue dot, probability to the upside. We're more towards the start of what would be a normal move to the upside, so room for it to continue based on what usually happens. However, we have sellers that we are within. Those are between 1866 to 1804.4, and again we are inside those sellers right now. That's where price is now. So what that tells us again is that we've got climate pushing to the upside, so buyers pushing it up, but we now have sellers right above us, or where we are now, pushing down. So we've got these two competing forces. Again, no need to trade something that's not got a clear direction one way or the other. So for me, too close to call, not enough going in one direction, shall we say. So with volatility, we would expect gold to go up or down in 1 year by 16.64%. So in 1 day, that's 19.06 points up or down. In a week is 41.97 points up or down. And in a month is 87.36 points up or down. Okay, so that's gold. Now, next market is the US dollar. Now, as I load this, just to say, I'm talking about probabilities and statistics, things like that. Now, of course, just because something is probable doesn't mean it's definitely going to happen. So we do still need to manage our risk. We do still need to perhaps add extra things in to increase our probability. But at least we want to know where the probabilities lie at all before we go doing anything. So hopefully that makes sense. So with the US dollar, we have a confirmed upwards climate, probability there to the upside. We are, again, towards the start of what would be a normal move to the upside. So we have room for it to keep going. We have sellers up here at 95.375 to 94.775. And we have buyers down here at 92.88 to 92.31. Now, we are slightly closer to the sellers, but we do still have room to go up. So overall probability to the upside here with the US dollar. Now when it comes to volatility, we would expect movement up or down on the dollar in 1 year of 5.19%. So in a day, that's up or down of 0.31 points. In a week, 0.68 points. And in a month, 1.41 points up or down. So that's the US dollar. Now last but not least is backed Bitcoin. That's our last market. Now with backed Bitcoin, we have a thin dot here. So that tells us an unconfirmed climate. Not enough probabilities either way to call it, so it's unconfirmed. Now we have buyers down here at 58,347.5 to 53,860. No sellers above us. So it may be that this confirms itself to the upside. We have seen this gap up today. But overall, it would be unconfirmed. Not enough probabilities either way with Bitcoin. Now in terms of volatility, we would expect Bitcoin to go up or down in 1 year by 95.1%. So in a day, that's 3,961.08 points up or down. In a week is 8,719.9 points up or down. And in a month is 18,151.93 points up or down. So that's our last market. And just to confirm, for the 5 markets we've looked at 3 different elements. First thing is market climate. Using an app down here to show us where the probabilities are. Do we have probabilities up, down or nowhere? So we've looked at that. We've looked at buy and sell UFOs. Where do we have buyers and where do we have sellers? That might look like that, I guess. Where do we have buyers and where do we have sellers that could be moving price up or down respectively and seeing where they are. And we've looked at volatility, how quickly these markets are expected to move. Now, just to round this off, we want to look at our weekly economic calendar. We get this from FX Street and we filter by high impact news, which means we want to know which scheduled news reports that are coming out are likely to have a high impact on the markets, are likely to increase volatility. Now today being Monday, we have some things coming out at midday. This is Eastern time on the pound or on British markets. So if you trade in those markets, be aware of that. And obviously throughout the week, we'll let you know ahead of time which scheduled reports are due to be coming out on different markets. If you have any questions, you can email me, becky@tradictive.com. You can also go to tradewithufos.com/Becky. And from this link, you can get apps, the apps that I've showed you directly from here, depending on the platform you use. You can book one-on-one coaching, and you can come down and ask questions in a public space, which enables us to answer them in a public space, and everybody can learn from here. So ideally, that's where you'd go to post questions. Hope you guys have a great trading week ahead. I'll be back for some sessions later on in the week. My colleague Boyan will be taking this session tomorrow. So have a great trading day. See you soon.